India's founding father, Mahatma Gandhi's statue, is right outside the British Parliament. And the British politicians paid respect to this man. But do you respect Mr. Gandhi? And if you do, then you should also know the history of BJP, Narendra Modi, and his mentors. You must also know the history of the RSS and their founding fathers. Who are these RSS? And who are the founding fathers? They were all terrorists. If you believe that civilians must not be killed for any political purposes, and if you believe that if any group is dedicated to kill political activists and civilians in the name of freedom should be considered and must be considered terrorists, then the founding fathers of the RSS and Hindutva were terrorists. If you read the history of Bengal partition, you will see that the founding fathers of Hindutva movement were of higher caste Hindus, and they wanted to have control of the eastern part of Bengal. And they were all trained in bombing and killing of British civilians and their supporters, British officials, and people who were working for the British government. They were all doing it in the name of freedom. So do you support killing of civilians in the name of political gains? I hope not. The RSS activists carried out genocide, massacre of Muslims in Jammu. Yes, part of the Jammu Kashmir that we are all talking about now. You can say that during the Indian partitions, Muslims killed Hindus, Hindus killed Muslims. But when a group was dedicated, trained as quasi-military force to kill particular religious people, then what do you call them? The RSS are the people who believe in calling Muslims, Christians, religions to be foreign. So, in the Hindutva philosophy, theocracy, ultra Hindu nationalism, there is no space for Christianity or Islam. They are dedicated to wipe out these two religions at any cost. Narendra Modi doesn't believe in conversion. So anyone who converts to Islam or Christianity must be forced back to this religion of Hinduism. 66,000 of converts from Hinduism to other religions were forcibly converted back to Hinduism. All you need to do is read the history and activities of Vishwa Hindu Parishad. Go ahead, do it. Do a service to your human intellect. Do a service to your honesty. Golwalkar, the founding father of the Hindutva movement, which has nothing much to do with the Hindu religion, but still that is based on Hindu religious fanaticism, orthodoxy, was arrested following the killing of Gandhi. Why? Because Gandhi was killed by Nathuram Godse, who was an activist of the RSS. And during the trial, he said that he was no more a member of the RSS. But Godse's brother was also arrested in that case. And he said that his brother never left the RSS. But he orchestrated his statement to save Golwalkar. Golwalkar, yes, the founding father of the Hindutva movement, of which Mr. Narendra Modi is a vehement supporter. Ruling BJP of India is a vehement supporter. The activists of the RSS recently killed many non-Hindus by chanting Hindu slogans like Jai Sri Ram. And it gives me the cringes when other political leaders of other countries, to respect Modi, chants this Jai Sri Ram without even understanding what it means. India recently made the biggest statue in the world, Statue of Unity. But is it really? You need to read the history of this Mr. Patel. Whose statue is so high that you can see probably from the moon. Mr. Patel is the one who, along with other RSS and Hindutva leaders, convinced the ruler of Jammu and Kashmir to accede to India against the sentiment of the Muslim majority state. Why? Because they were ultra-fanatic Hindus. If a leader doesn't value the pulse of the people, then he can't be a leader. This Hari Singh, who was a Hindu ruler of a Muslim majority state, had 4 wives. 3 of the previous wives died mysteriously because none of them could give him a child. And he was also a man who was questioned relating to prostitution. Yes, this Hari Singh. This is the leader whose statue is standing so high in India in the name of a Statue of Unity. Mr. Narendra Modi was the leader when Hindus carried out genocide against Muslims in Gujarat state. Go ahead, do yourself a favor. Read the history of the Gujarat riot in 2002. And Narendra Modi has always evaded questions regarding that, when even the court made observations against him.
On the Gujarat riots for 12 years and has been evading the question on the Gujarat riots for 12 years and been evading the question on the Gujarat riots for 12 years and now has been evading the question on the Gujarat riots for 12 years and now, once again in an interview to a regional channel, the BJP's Prime Ministerial nominee is sidestepping question on the 2002 riots.
Narendra Modi is also a friend of Swami Asimanand. Yes, the very man who was at the center of Mecca mosque bombing. Yes, go ahead and read it. This Asimanand has a long friendship with Mr. Narendra Modi. And the judge who delivered the verdict resigned immediately after giving the verdict. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out what that means.
Accused acquitted. Asimanand Seema Nand acquitted. Samjhauta blast. That's the latest that's coming in. All four accused in this case, Seema Nand, Lokesh Sharma, Kamal Chauhan and Rajinder Chaudhary have all now been acquitted.
All the accused in the Mecca Masjid blast of 2007 earlier this week has been rejected. So this is a twist in the entire case. Judge K. Ravinder Reddy, who resigned hours after his not guilty verdict in the high-profile case on Monday, has now been asked to end his leave and return to his duties. Judge Reddy stunned everyone by resigning on the very day that he had delivered the verdict in the 11-year-old case, citing personal reasons. Swami Seema Nand, a monk and former RSS member who's been linked to 3 terror attacks, was among the 5 men who was acquitted. The judge said they had been acquitted because the NIA had failed to establish their role in the attack.
Mr. Modi is against religious conversion as well. Isn't the right to have a religion and the right not to have a religion are basic human rights you Western people shout about? Then how come you respect this Modi? Hatred, religious fanaticism often works in third world countries where illiteracy and poverty flare. India is going through some economic troubles, believe it or not. India is going through some serious communal problems. And to divert the attention to other things, BJP and RSS have united to stir up more political hatred, and so that people fall trapped in fear-mongering politics. Whenever there is a problem domestically, dictators always divert people's attentions abroad. Hence, there is a rise against other religious minorities in India. Atrocities against Christians have reached epic point, and hatred against Muslims have crossed into such a way that eating beef is a serious crime. People don't even have the right to freedom of dietary. Imagine Hinduism ruling the world. You will have no beef burger in McDonald's anymore. Can you find a single country in the world where Muslims have stopped others from eating the pork? But there's difference. Muslims don't eat pork because they find it dirty. But in Hinduism, Hindus don't eat beef because they worship the cow. But there are Hindus who eat and kill cows as well because their book Manu Sanghita allows that. So if that's the situation, then where are we heading in South Asia? 170 million people, lower caste Hindu, in India, the Dalits, are crying out for freedom. But these higher caste Hindus who control 41% of Indian wealth, when they form only 22% of the population, are promising them right to fight against Muslims and take the lands of the Muslims and work as soldiers, a taste of power in the name of Hindutva. Do some research. Do a favor to humanity. Mr. Narendra Modi remains the only man in the US history who was banned from entering the US under the International Religious Freedom Act. Imagine that. Need to know the history and life story of Swami Swaprasad Mukherjee, who was the founding father of the ruling BJP, who had supported Hindu-Muslim riots. Rather, he instigated it. In his diary, he has written that the problems between Muslims and Hindus wouldn't be solved without a civil riot. Wow. He had said it months before Hindus and Muslims started having riots before the partition of India.